Welcome back, everyone. Today's video is going to be a culmination of all the prior fertilization videos that I've put out, I guess, over the past couple of weeks. And I was lucky enough to find a neighbor who was willing to donate their yard so that, one, I could teach them and also teach everyone else. So you will see that I have a little later on or in the video, I'm going to show a site plan, and that's really important. So that was one of those measurement videos in the past. So if you haven't done that and you're looking to go ahead and fertilize, I would definitely suggest that maybe pause the video and draw yourself up a site plan. But every granular product out there, whether it be a pesticide application, a fertilizer application, an herbicide application, anything like that, follows this same principle. And here I'm spreading a starter fertilizer and a lime application. They purchased both, and the reason why they did that is because they're going to actually do an overseed and aeration in the next week or so. So this is the perfect application for that particular situation. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'm trying to take you through step by step. You're going to see I'm going to do each area individually, and that's very important.
I don't know if you can actually see me, but now I have an audience, so I know you can't see her. So we have a couple of products here, and I wanted to try and find somebody who would lend me their yard. So thank you. And I wanted to do that because my yard is just kind of second nature to me now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down a starter fertilizer. And we're also going to put down lime, and I have a sheet drawn out here that tells me, I'm hoping everything will focus, that will tell me exactly the size. So basically what I did was I drew out the lot plan with the house and the square footage of each. And we're going to start in the backyard because it's a nice open area. And we have 4,000 square feet. And the product that we're going to put down today covers 1,000 square feet at a rate of 3 pounds. So I've marked this out on the sheet here. So the backyard, we're going to need 12 pounds. So what I've done is just like I talked about before, and the sun's shining directly at it, so I apologize if you can't see it, but I've got my scale and my bucket, and I'm going to weigh the bucket just so I know how much the bucket weighs. So the bucket weighs about 1.75 pounds. And I know that I need 12 pounds for the backyard, so I need to weigh out, I'm going to fill this up and weigh it out to be about 13.75, a little bit over, a little bit under. It's not that big of a deal. This isn't an exact science. It's just, we want to be close. So we're going to weigh this out. We're going to put it in the spreader, and then we'll time lapse the backyard. But what we want to do is set the spreader on a low setting. That way we can check and make sure that we're not going to over apply, because we don't want to run out. We want to make sure that we apply roughly the right amount for that area. So you'll see me, I'm going to do a light pass over the whole yard, and then we'll come back, we'll check what's still left in the spreader, and then we'll see what we need to adjust for the rest of the yard. We'll figure out a setting for everything and get that all applied, and then we're going to do the exact same thing with the lime. And I've talked about PPE in a couple of the videos. So I have a mask, basically a 3M painter's mask, gloves, long sleeves, long pants, and it's probably more of a precaution than you need, but I'd rather play it safe. Also, don't do this in the grass, because if you spill, you can clean it up here. If you spill in the grass, it won't be a fun situation for you.
So you'll see here the point I'm trying to show, and I know it's kind of tough, but I hope you guys can see it. There's a big chunk of fertilizer there, so we want to break that up. We can't have that go through the spreader, so I'm just chopping it up real quickly so that I can pour it on into the spreader. you'll notice here that I actually start and I make a pass around the perimeter and then I come into the main portion of the yard. That's how you always want to do it, just to make sure that you get good even coverage from side to side.
So there's just a little bit left. And I intentionally went a little bit heavy because a lot of spreaders won't quite spread everything. So that way you don't really have to worry about trying to get the last little bit out. So basically the whole backyard was all in one pass. We'll do the exact same thing here for the side. Same thing with the line.
So I guess this is what happens when it's dark outside. You get me sitting at the white wall twice for the intro and the outro. But a couple of things that I didn't show on video. One, it's very important to make sure that you clean off any concrete areas, any paver areas, because there are products, some of these granular products do stain. So lime, for example, if you leave it out on a concrete patio or something like that and it gets wet, a lot of times you get little kind of like white pin spots. And there are a lot of fertilizers out there. This particular one doesn't have it, but there's a lot of fertilizers out there that have iron in it. And iron will stain like a dark brown, almost like a rust color. And it is incredibly difficult to get off. I've learned recently that there are some products that can remove it, but those are products that as far as I know, I can't buy. So just be very careful, use a broom or something like that. And the couple of the spreaders that I showed in the last video, they have what's called an edge guard, and that kind of helps prevent getting some of those kind of like overspray areas into whether it be a driveway area or a back patio or even into your flower beds. So in this case, I wasn't really concerned about getting anything into flower beds because there's no seed. If anything, it's just going to fertilize the flowers. But in the case of seed, you really want to be careful with that. So also whenever if you're blowing the area off with a leaf blower, or if you're using a broom, especially in a seed type situation, make sure that you're directing that back into the grass. So next week, I'll probably have a video on aeration and overseeding. In this case, the bags tell us exactly how much to apply. So the fertilizer was at a rate of 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet, and if I remember correctly, the lime was 7, so it's a much heavier bag, and that's why I sped that part of the video up. But I'm not sure if you could tell it's heavy in the spreader, so it's not always the easiest thing to push. But seed, on the other hand, if you are overseeding, we want to apply about 5 pounds of seed per 1,000 square feet. So most of the yards in the neighborhood are somewhere between 4,000 and 6,000 square feet, so you need somewhere between 20 and 30 pounds. It's easiest probably just to go and buy 30 pounds. It never hurts to put a little extra seed down. So please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And until next time, happy mowing.